Hey folks, Quill18 here, and my computer is currently being destroyed by the fact that I'm rendering a ton of videos in the background, which means that recording my normal stuff right now, it's not going to work, the performance isn't going to be there, and I thought, hey, what a great excuse to crack out the Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup over here, my very favorite of all the true roguelikes. Really enjoy this game, and doesn't need a lot of overhead, especially, hey, I'm just playing on the webtiles version over here, so it's not even truly running on my computer. And what I want to do today is play as a gargoyle fighter. We've done a run before as a gargoyle, but we played him as a spellcaster. And I saw a post on Reddit the other day that had someone post as a gargoyle fighter. I was like, you know what, I haven't done that yet. I should really give it a go. And I've done a couple little test games, and I've been really happy with what it feels like, really impressed by it. So I thought, okay, let's give it a real go here as part of a video. So yeah, let's dive in. We'll talk about what the gargoyle does for us. If you don't know, for Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, one of the big things in it is that you select both a species and a background. Your background has a lot less of an impact on your character than your species, because your background mostly determines your starting equipment, as opposed to your species, which determines what things you're good at. But yeah, I think, did we go like Gargoyle Earth Elementus last time? I feel like that might be the case. We're gonna go Fighter. Fighter starts off with a little bit of equipment here, out of the box, in terms of fighting. And we are gonna go with the Flail. The Gargoyle actually isn't a stupendously good weapons specialist, as we'll see when we jump in here. But sort of flails and maces are kind of our best pick. So we're gonna go into the game. We've got our start over here. If I hit M to bring up our list of skills here, and then star just to show them all, we can look at the aptitudes. And if you haven't played Dungeon Crawl before, these aptitude numbers over here are basically what determines how good your character is going to be at different things, because it affects the rate at which you gain skills, how much experience points you need to go up in skill in various categories. And the Gargoyle doesn't have a whole lot of pluses overall. In spellcasting, it had the +2 Earth Magic, which is quite cool. -1 for the actual spellcasting is fine. I think actually that's the average. Most races have a -1 on that. You know, they have the pretty decent Conjuring as well. So, I mean, they're not bad spellcasters, but they're not stupendous either. And the same thing is sort of true on the fighting side. You can look at the weapons. We actually don't have a positive aptitude to any weapon group whatsoever. The best we can do is, say, a 0. But it's not the end of the world. The difference, so a 4-point swing in aptitude represents a doubling of the XP rate. You know, either it's doubling the cost or it's doubling the speed that you level up, depending on which way you're thinking about it. So, you know, a -1 isn't the end of the world. A 0, you know, isn't stupendous, but it's there. So we'll probably try, at least we'll start with the maces and flails and see how we go from there. The thing that gargoyles have skill-wise is they do have +1 to fighting, which I don't think is very common. Fighting skill gives you, I mean, a little bit better at combat in general, but the big thing is it gives you more hit points, which means gargoyles are very sturdy. We also have the +1 to armor, +1 to shield, so we're very well kitted out to be a heavily armored fighter type person. Again, the actual weapon skills won't be too impressive. Well, I mean, they'll get there, just a little slower, but defensively will be amazing. And that is true as well when you factor in the innate abilities of the gargoyle. We are resistant and or immune to a whole bunch of stuff. In particular, early on, this immunity to poison is insanely good. It's so good. We've built in negative energy resistance, electrical resistance, resistant to torment abilities. We don't have to breathe. We are immune to petrification, immune to rotting, really strong stuff, and we have basic armor class built in. Basically, the thing with the gargoyle is they have a stupid amounts of just innate defenses and are very, very, very sturdy. And at some point as well, we'll gain the ability to start to fly, which is pretty fantastic. So all that in exchange for kind of lackluster skills, but overall it's going to be okay. So speaking of skills, we are going to want, I would say, start to work on maces and flails right away. We've talked about it before. One of the big pieces of advice when you're playing Dungeon Crawl, of course, is to get your weapon to the minimum attack delay over here. So our flail that we're starting with has a base attack timer of 1.4. So basically, as normal creatures take 1 tick, or it's sort of 10 aughts, but anyway, 1 tick of the game to move 1 tile. So right now it takes us more than a tick to swing, but we can get it to less than a tick to swing, which is really valuable because it just gives you so many more actions in between the enemies attacking. Going above, so we reached the minimum delay with the flail at, of 0.7 at skill 14. Going above skill 14 still gives us some benefits to combat, but it's not as meaningful because it's really decreased in swing timer that gets you the biggest bang for your buck. So what we're going to do is, on this screen, I'm going to hit S over here to set a skill target. If I do open up my skills again, first of all, I'm only going to turn on maces and flails. I want to put all of our XP into maces and flails. And then, yeah, if I hit the equal sign here to set skill targets, you can see it's got a target of 14. So that's where it's going to stop there. There's actually a fairly good chance we may switch to a whip early on, which actually will have a reduced skill target, which will be kind of nice. It is interesting, we do have the +2 stealth aptitude, and stealth has a lot of value, even if you're not playing a sneaky, stabby. And again, it's not impossible for spellcast, we could consider enabling that, but if we're going to walk around in really heavy armor, that is going to be the thing that impedes our spellcasting more than any sort of skill limitations that we might have. So likely we are going to wear the heaviest armor we've got, and a big shield as well, so spellcasting is really not going to be one of our things. And we'll figure things out with gods, maybe as we find some altars. Oh, we started off in sort of a zoo kind of thing. So yeah, of course we can move around manually over here. If you hit O, it'll do the auto explore. And we should start off early on. We're not going to have to play super cautiously the same way if we started as a spellcaster. We do start with a Snail Mail and a shield and the flail. Again, the flail is not too sexy, but we do start with a lot of defenses. We also have a potion of might for an early danger. There's a whip there. I'm going to ignore it for now. One of the things we're probably hoping for in the very early game is if we can get a whip of electrocution or poison, our early game is basically sorted. Here we go. We just hit level 2. So mostly at this phase in the game, we can play pretty much just like hitting tab to go and melee things. Level 1, so as a spellcaster, like the first level of the dungeon is one of the most terrifying for a while. After you get a couple of XP levels beneath you, then it goes a lot easier. But here, as this fighter specifically, whether we're playing sort of a Minotaur or a Deep Dwarf or the Gargoyle over here, dungeon level 1 is going to be kind of a laugh. And barring any uniques, that's going to continue to be the case until we get a little deeper, especially once we start to get to sort of levels where you could find Lair, could find the Orcish Mines. It'll be a little creepier. We reach level 3, we're going to be able to increase one of our attributes. I think we're going to put all our points into strength as we level up. The higher the strength is, I mean, obviously it does make us a little bit more smashy in melee, but it is also going to enable us to wear heavier armors without worrying about encumbrance the same way. With heavy armor, dexterity is not going to have the same kind of value because we're not going to have much in the way of evasion, and since we're not casting spells, we don't have to worry about intelligence. Anyway, that's level 1 of the dungeon sorted. Got a wand over here. What have we accrued so far? 2 rings, a couple of types of scrolls, and some extra potions. Okay. We're going to start trying to identify some of that stuff fairly soon. Now, here's one of the things right here. Okay, well, this is actually kind of annoying because there's a worm, which is pretty tough, and a hobgoblin shouted, which will aggro some more things, and an adder. Adder is normally a big threat early on in your adventuring career because it is surprisingly tricky to kill sometimes. It doesn't have a lot of HP, but has a lot of evasion. But the poison is very dangerous, except, of course, we are 100% completely immune to poison. Not just resistant to poison, immune to poison. So adders are kind of a joke. The snake branch will be kind of a joke. The spider branch as well. I mean, not automatic. There's still plenty of threats that can go on there. The spider branches, we'll still have to worry about confusion, orbs of destruction, things like that. But we know going into it that we don't have to worry about poison. Altar of Dith. I don't think Dith is the way to go. So there we go. See, we got our crawl RC is set to pause when we see an adder because it's normally very scary. Except we really don't care because we are not going to be poisoned. It means our potions of curing, we won't be having to rely on them quite as often. We'll still want them to clear, say, confusion and stuff like that, but there's just going to be fewer things to worry about here. Bop you. See, the worms can still do some damage, but yeah, we have so much base AC It's just ridiculous. Okay, so that's it for the floor. We do Control F and then period. We can double check everything we saw on the floor. Yeah, I think we're good with this. Okay, let's go down another level. Oops. And I'm going to start probably re-identifying the scrolls once we hit dungeon level 4, because I think that's the first level we can find the temple. Alright, so this is a big group of orcs. Really not worried about the orcs themselves. The orc priest is a little scarier with the smite because it can add in a fair amount of unexpected damage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back like this so there's just fewer areas that a priest could stand and smite us from a distance. And yeah, I was going to say, depending on how they path around, it's very likely we're just going to sit here, kill the orcs one at a time, and then melee the priest down. Level 5. A worm. And a worm can bite for more damage, but it's not too bad. There's that adder again. And done and done. And plate armor. We might switch to plate armor really quickly. We do have enough strength that the encumbrance won't be too much of an issue. Maybe we'll wait. Maybe we'll wait until we can also get some armor skill thrown in. Our scale armor is pretty good. Glowing helmet. Yeah, I'm going to definitely want to put some of that on and hope that we've got a remove curse. You know, there's really no guarantee that we've got one. The thing is, at this point, if I just read identify, I might burn our only one. I could just try to blindly put them on. We'll see. Another ring. Now, rings are safe to put on. I'm assuming you've got a remove curse. They are safe to put on. Amulets are a little bit different because even with a remove curse, some amulets, when you take them off, mostly like harm, can cause you some big issues. Alright, there's Sigmund. He hasn't quite noticed me yet. I was going to say I can probably move forward onto the stairs without having him advance. And then I'm going to go upstairs and attempt to kill the frilled lizard. Wow, that was embarrassing. Almost certainly I can take Sigmund, especially if I'm willing to quaff the potion of might. But I think what I'll do is I will go down a different staircase here. So we left him somewhere over there. I don't think I can see him. Yeah, see, he's got the confused, which could be really, really annoying. So we don't know the third staircase yet. Let me go over here, just backfill this area before we do anything else. Now there's the third staircase. Okay, let's peek down there. Let me re-identify. This is a little scary because I haven't actually cleared the level above us. So if we read a teleportation scroll, normally what we do is we go up the stairs where it's safe. So we'll still do that, but we may not end up somewhere safe. But I think it's okay. This is likely identify because they're usually the most common ones, and it is. We are going to, first of all, identify our potions because you don't want to blindly quaff potions. And there's mutation. And ambrosia. Well, we'll drop the mutation for now. We don't need to carry that. So, no curing, no healing. Okay. Agility can help us with some fighting. Let's see here. Let me read this. We've got 2 of those. It is remove curse. Okay. So we'll put on the helmet. +2 helmet. Nice. We'll put on the rune scarf. A scarf of resistance, giving us cold and fire resistance. Wow. Okay. We'll put on our first ring. +4 dex. We don't really need that, but sure. Poison resistance. We literally don't need that because we are immune to poison. So we'll replace that. And a ring of stealth, which actually is kind of handy. So we'll drop that. Okay. Well, the helmet gives us 1 extra base AC, and then the +2 on top of that. This gives us resistances, not magic resistance, so we're still just as vulnerable to being confused by Sigmund, but not bad. And yeah, the +4 dex I don't think is really changing our evasion. I'm sure we could compare, I suppose. So we've got 14 and 7. If we go and toggle U, nope, literally the 4 dex does not change our evasion. Wow. I mean, we may as well keep it on for now, but yeah, it doesn't do a whole heck of a lot for us. I think what I'll do is I will poke around on this floor a little bit. I'll try to remember that this is my safe stair over here. One of these other stairs leads us quite closely to Sigmund. Maybe should have shouted for that guy. There he is. Come here. I mean, he's going to do his own shout. I don't want to wander forward into a large area like this. Especially, orcs do tend to wander in groups. Come on, die, wizard. Maybe I shouldn't hit the invisible guy. Okay. That's a little scary. Let's move over here. Go up the stairs. Oh, only one person followed us. I'm kind of okay with going back down. We stomp on the wizard. Okay. It's a little scary. But... come on. Okay. No, that actually is a lot scarier than I thought. I thought this was going to be pretty trivially easy, actually. And it should be. I'm going to quaff a potion of agility. There you go. A little bit more evasion. There we go. Maybe I could have killed the unarmed guy first. Well, no. They should all be just as easy to kill as one another over there. And the falcon could do a little bit more damage. I think we were just getting pretty bad luck. Are we being impeded a bunch by our armor and or shield? Because we don't have a lot of shield skill, and we did start with an actual large shield. Probably Mason Flail is still the way to go for now. Although, probably fairly soon we'll turn on fighting, shields, armor, maybe just keep focused on there. The question is, do we get all the way up to Mindale before turning those on? And I don't know. We got another remove curse, which is nice. Albarest we're not really interested in. Although it might be nice to have a ranged option, but no. So Worker Ant, again, normally could be a little scary because they do poison. But that's not going to be an issue for us. We're going to keep going with strength. And a Worker Ant who can't poison is really not scary at all. Can't believe we took so much of a beating to those orcs. Like, they should not have been as dangerous. Did force us to use a consumable. I mean, and I was being pretty stingy there. I was like, it's early enough that, you know what, if I die there and lose the run, I'm not gonna cry, but that could have been annoying. Alright, so, I mean, we left Sigmund behind. We still haven't found the temple. What I'll do is I'll stand on the stair. We do have this fully cleared. So, I'm going to go and read through the rest of our scrolls here. Fog, random uselessness. Here, I'll read the last one, even though normally I would just drop it. Enchant armor. We'll put that on a shield, because we're actually much more likely to keep that than the actual armor. Do I want to go through all of them? I think so. Okay, there's magic mapping. Amnesia. Blink. So, I mean, it hurts to sort of waste to blink, but now we know what it is. Enchant weapon, sort of ditto. And fear. Okay. It's worth having that information. Let me just pull back around the corner. There's the smite, and actually, I'll wait here. That's going to be fine. Oh my god. You know what? Let's play it safe. Heal, eat a ration, come back down, beat the snot out of that guy. Okay, jackals run in packs, but we're not concerned about them. Not concerned about you. An amulet we don't know about yet. Maybe I should have worn the full armor right away. The full plate right away. Come around. Just here. Stupid invisible guy. Where are you standing? Most annoying thing about this is the more prompts when something invisible is hitting us because of our crawl RC, which is good to have. We want to make sure the game stops whenever we're, you know, being hit by something invisible. Okay. What's nice is some of these are identified for us. This ring here is very nice. I'm going to Shift E to put it on our shopping list. The cold resistance, I mean, we have some already, but more is always good. We may not wear that scarf forever. Magic resistance is always hugely valuable. We don't care about int, but it also has built-in see and viz, which is hugely valuable. Another ring of protection from magic over here. This amulet of faith, it occasionally corrodes us, which is what the star corrode is. That's not really what we want, although nice other things. Yeah, big shopping list over here. We don't need the poison resist. And it is going to be also a good way to, like, maybe identify something. So we should talk about gods, because here's the thing. I was already wondering about worshiping Gozag. And let us buy that a lot faster, which could be kind of nice. Did we find the temple? No, the temple's still not on the floor. Really? Like, speaking of gods... Because the thing is, you really want to start worshiping a god as soon as possible. Because a big part of the power of your character is going to come... Ooh, yeah, no. Is going to come from your deity. Yeah, there's the smite that comes in there. I think we can do this. As long as, like, we just... There we go, thank you. We just don't want him to have a big opportunity to hit us a bunch from a million miles away. And we're a little low here. But I'm fairly confident that there's no way any of that could have killed us. Some boomerangs. Walk up to melee the centaur. Centaur a little scary from range, but not otherwise. I should have healed actually before I started moving around. Bunch of jackals, which is okay. I mean, I think our last video was us with Gozag, but didn't finish it off. Since then, I've practiced and learned a little bit more, and realized, yeah, because we spent a lot of money on shops last time. Bribe Branch is really the true power of Gozag. Alright, let me just check. There were some weapon drops on this floor, but I don't think anything interesting. No, not yet. Let's just beat the shit out of that wizard right away. And then move up. Tab kill these guys. Come back down. Actually, we can just tab kill these now. That's a very manageable number. We'll just explore. I don't have like a bunch of... Yeah, no. If I had like a bunch of extra magic mappings or something, I would go into that right away. Yeah, stupid invisible dude. He's going to prevent the ranged attacks from his other wizard buddy here. There we go. Invisible wizards aren't dangerous. They're just mostly annoying. You guys are going to just drop instantly. We've got some more unknown scrolls. That's a lot of whites. I mean, they should be fine. What's our plan if it goes badly? I don't have a teleport that I know of. I do have invisibility and might and agility. And I don't think they see invis. Reach level 8. Every 4 levels you do get a random stat. That is a mace. Now I think that's a two-hander. No, Morningstar. Or freezing. Oh, hello. Morningstar is a one-handed weapon with higher base damage. So let's look at this. The flail has a base damage of 10. The Morningstar has a base damage of 13. Yeah, the bigger ones have less innate accuracy, but it doesn't matter. You want to hit as hard as possible because of the way various armor things and damage reduction works. Plus, this is a +4, and it's got the freezing base, which is pretty nice. So with freezing, every now and again, there's a chance that it'll do a bonus percentage damage that is cold. Freezing is a good brand on something with higher base damage, like the Morningstar over here. And in fact, this is going to be... This is going to be a really good weapon for us for a long time. It's going to be quite nice in the lair because, I mean, the thing with going with flails, we don't have a bladed end or sharp, we don't have a cutting edge, so you don't have to worry about generating more heads for hydras. And the nice thing about freezing is it does slow down cold-blooded creatures, you know, all lizards and reptiles and things like that, including hydras. So having this Morningstar freezing mostly means we're going to YOLO our way through the lair. Wow, YOLO. I say that, so clearly... Okay, this is not good. Thank you. Couldn't believe how long it took us to kill the Howler Monkey. I think I just figured he was gonna go down in a couple of tabs, and then we would take out of the Centaur there. Oh, we need to... Yeah, it's skill 16, so I'm just gonna hit S on the screen to set our skill target for maces to 16. It is getting there, though. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to enable fighting and shields. We'll do armor soon, but I'm going to hit B again to put a focus on maces to flail so we'll get a higher percentage. In terms of shield, we're going to set a target. We need 15 skill to not have any penalty to hit from our shield, so that we're going to set that as a target. We just picked up some boots. They're not magical, but they'll still give me 1 point of AC. And at 16 AC on dungeon level 6, I am pretty sturdy. And then having all the... I guess we'll eat a ration. Edmund. Flail of Holy Wrath, which we might want to keep around. Holy Wrath's going to be nice for the late game, but Flail's kind of a weak-ass base. Yeah, all you do is hit... I don't think there's any reason we can't toe-to-toe. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to back up here, in case you happen to have a friend. I don't have any evocable or wands or anything like that. No, I think we'll just beat you to death. Yeah. I'm not going to bother picking up that, but it'll be good to know that it's there. Okay, another floor. So dungeon level 7 is the final level where the temple can show up. And there's a, what is it, bastion here? And what is this whip? An artifact whip. Flagged portal. Okay. Now, what's annoying here is I'd rather not go up the stairs because it'll advance the time for this portal. This isn't really an area I want to fight. An entrance to Bailey. Do I just want to quaff something just to be able to power through these guys real quick to go through there? It's a little risky. And I'm mostly just going to be annoyed by wizards rather than threatened by them. Yeah, no, I'm being slowed now. I will have to retreat up the stairs. Rest, chop up the corpse, go back down. You are blinking and speeding yourself up, but that's fine. Let me grab the glowing... Oh, it's glowing. I thought it was an artifact. Oh, I think on the, on this screen here, the name was in bright white, like an artifact, but yeah, that's not an artifact description. I think we'll just jump right in. Before I do, let me double check here. We have identified... We do have remove curse. Okay. Let's pop down. Okay. Let me equip the whip. Whip of Flaming is not a very useful base, because Flaming, like Freezing, is a chance to deal extra percentage damage, and the whip's base damage is really low. With a whip and fast weapons like a dagger and a short sword, you want something that adds a bunch of just base damage, so electrocution or poison or something is kind of the way to go. I'm going to read Identify on the amulet. Amulet of Inaccuracy. I'll just drop it. I will put on the brass ring, replacing, say, well, dexterity, because it doesn't affect your evasion. That is positive energy, which gives me more resistance to negative energy, which I already had. I won't drop the ring in here, but I'm unlikely to wear it. Let's read potion. Read a potion. I'm wondering if I might want to read to identify the scroll, because we have so many identifies. I'll do this for this one. Immolation, okay. Just because the rare scrolls might be something I might want to use more situationally, like summoning, whereas this large stack is... what? Backslash, and... a large stack is probably... oh, it's probably... I'm betting it's teleportation, actually. Which could be useful to know. Wait, do I actually have a penalty to dexterity? Wait, what's going on here? I mean, I know I saw the thing, you feel clumsy, but that was just me removing the ring of dexterity, right? Oh, my base AC is up to 5 now. I mean, here without a god, which isn't good. What is, Is it left over from the potion? No. Oh, well, let's just move on. Yeah. So this is the Bailey. We have no AoE. Immolation is very interesting in this situation. I don't know if everything I can see, but what'll cause them to explode when they die. We have fire resistance. I mean, ideally we'd like to kill them from range, but that's not something we can do. It might be worth immolating here. And these are all gray. We've got a lot of armor. I'll stand on the portal for a quick escape. Some of them do have a range pokey. If I was going to might, I should have done it right away. I mean, just agility again. I don't value agility as much. Oh, yeah, too injured to fight recklessly. I'm going to drink invisibility. Basically, make it very hard for them to hit me. But that is kind of a waste. I probably should have just mited right away. So it's going to be more like this. But these are scary because now there's warriors. I have no idea if this is going to work. We're going to find out together. If I read immolation... Yes. There you go. And if I kill one... It's going to explode. Ah, you bastard. I need you to chain explode and kill the rest. There you go. I guess my dexterity had been drained. Okay, that was a little closer than I'd hoped. I've never done that trick myself. All I knew is that that was something you could do. I didn't know how much damage immolation would do. Also, the fact that I'd gotten hit a few times and there was people with ranged or like reach weapons there. Normally, this is a trick you do if you are a ranged person. Now, I'm not sure if we can keep going in here. The next door is going to be even harder. And I mean, the best I can do, consumable wise, is like a potion of might. I guess I can go might agility, and I will be like plowing through things quickly, but I don't know how dangerous this upcoming room is. Okay, I was gonna say it's possible the next room is actually loot. I think the next room is where bad guys are gonna be. Yeah, no, I'm not messing with orc knights, although if we can stretch them out a little bit. Because won't they go and, like, energize each other? Okay, Potion of Might. Actually, let me just read and identify here. Heal wounds. Okay, that might change things a little. But yeah, see, they can get through and around me, which is kind of annoying. A little bit of reach over there. Yeah, the fact that so many of them have these reach weapons is... definitely a little scary. Because they can get a lot more, but it doesn't look like the knights came. Which is why I decided to... Actually, there's probably a corpse I could have eaten. So stick around a little longer. Excellent. I mean, we're not mighty anymore. Alright. Come here. Wasn't sure if I had an ability. How much can he hit for? You can battle cry. Yeah, see, 25 plus the glaive. Like, he can potentially double shot me. Yeah, we're just gonna leave. We took way more risks than we should have already. So we're just gonna leave. And I'm gonna put a cut in here, because we're 30 minutes in. We didn't die in that room, despite huge risks. Now, at this point, I feel like we've gotten enough happen where I need to stop taking risks. So, hopefully we'll start playing a little more carefully next episode. We'll see. Folks, thanks for watching. I'm going to see you next time. Bye-bye.